Hello everyone. A house is a building that functions as a home, right? But the following don't necessarily function as a home, but for more of an attraction. The people in this video chose not to be normal and decided they would go bonkers when it came to building their dream home. 10 of the most interesting houses in the world. The Glass House. Located on a side street in a hipper part of Tokyo, sits this 914 square feet glass house. It is named the NA House and was designed by Fujimoto architects. The various levels are linked by an assortment of stairs and ladders in addition to short runs of fixed and movable wooden steps, which is unique. But let's be honest, the main draw of the house is that it is almost completely made of glass. Is the house's lack of privacy too much to overcome, or would you ever consider making it your permanent residence? Let us know. The Carrot House is squeezed into a crevice between two buildings in the center of Warsaw and will provide a temporary home for traveling writers. The body of the house is raised up on stilts and a staircase leads in from underneath. At its narrowest point, the house is no more than 29 inches wide. Everything was custom and everything needed to be pushed, said Scazzini, explaining how they managed to fit in all the necessary furnishings. Boeing 727 House. At one point in time, this airplane flew people from South Africa to Colombia, but at the end of its career, it ended up in a San Jose airport. There, it was purchased for $2,000 and recycled into a home located in Costa Rica. The two-bedroom domain has epic views of the ocean and surrounding gardens thanks to the long hallway adorned with endless windows provided by the plane. It cost $4,000 to transport the plane to Costa Rica, at which point an additional $24,000 was spent in renovations to make the airplane feel like home. Flintstones House. If you like the classic cartoon The Flintstones, then you're gonna love this real-life, expensive homage to the show. The completely custom-built villa weighs in at over $3 million. Even the furniture inside is custom-made. The villa sits on the beaches of Malibu, California, with its own private beach. Unfortunately, the expensive and unique villa won't come with mini dinosaurs and mammoths that will do your bidding. But hey, for being inspired by people that use dinosaurs as appliances, this place isn't too bad. Dar alHajar. This striking rock palace is not a hotel nor a museum. It's not even a primary residence. Dar alHajar was built as a summer home by Imam Yahya in the 1930s, and it's a stunning example of rock-cut architecture. Standing at the base of this imposing structure, you have to crane your neck to see the top. The palace has since been restored so that visitors can buy a ticket and get a breathtaking 360-degree view of the surrounding landscape. Wooden skyscraper. Nikolai Sadyagin, a former gangster, began building this wooden skyscraper in Arkhangelsk, Russia, with the intention of it being only a two-story building. But a trip to see wooden houses in Japan and Norway convinced him that he hadn't used roof space efficiently enough, so he kept building. First, I added 3 floors, but then the house looked ungainly, like a mushroom, he said. So I added another, and it still didn't look right, so I kept going. What you see today is a happy accident. Upsidedown House. Built in 2007, this tourist trap political statement is like a mystery house with an anti-communist bend. The Upside-Down House is essentially a fully furnished home like any other, but took much longer than normal to build as workers kept becoming disoriented, forcing them to stop work. Visitors have to climb into the house through one of the attic windows, but once inside, they're able to take a stroll through the house on the ceiling. The interior is decked out in furnishings from the 1970s when Poland was under communist rule. There are even an old television that blares vintage propaganda. Inversion House. When 2 old studio buildings owned by the Art League in Houston were set to be demolished, they decided to take the opportunity to turn them into a temporary art installation. Artists Dan Havel and Dean Rock sculpturally altered the 2 buildings, peeling off the exterior siding of the front of the buildings to simulate the appearance of a funnel-like vortex. The opening was actually a tiny hallway, only kids could fit through it, that passed through the 2 structures and emptied out into an adjacent courtyard. The Helidome. A bioclimactic solar house near Strasbourg, eastern France, is designed as a giant 3-dimensional sundial, set on a fixed angle in relationship to the sun's movements. It is built to provide shade during the summer months, keeping the inside temperature cool. During fall, winter, and spring, sunlight enters the large windows as the sun's position is lower in the sky, thus warming the living space. Rock House. This house sits on a rock in Serbia's River Drina. A group of young men decided that the rock was the ideal place to build a shelter in 1968, and it has even withstood severe storms and floods for over 50 years. What do you guys think about this house in particular? Would you live here? A cool little place on the water, literally, but maybe a little too small to live in. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and remember to subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.